Hello everyone and welcome back to another Stormworks update video. In this video we're covering the update as of today, which is 0.9.27. As always, we'll go over the new features and changes we made and finally test a few of them out here in the world of Stormworks. Now, if you're enjoying these videos, comment below anything else you'd like to see in my future videos. While there, don't forget that like and subscribe button and click a little bell icon to notify my upcoming content as soon as it gets posted. So with that said, let's get straight into it and get started with this week's update. And to start with this week's update, the devs have gone and added one new component. That new component is going to be the flare launcher. Now they have mentioned that they were adding this in. Obviously this week we finally get it. This is going to be a single use flare. It goes and obviously shoots up or any direction you want to shoot it in. It's pretty cool. As you can see here, it can be found in your specialist equipment in your inventory. It has a couple different things to it. You will notice that it has one input that is going to be just to go and launch the flare itself. It has no other inputs or outputs on it. When you actually place it down, however, it does have a lot of options. You can see we've just gone and placed it down, and if you click on the select option here, you can actually change it from illumination. You can also have it on smoke. You can have an illumination parachute and a smoke parachute. Now differences here, obviously the first thing is illumination. This is going to light up the area, and then the other type we have is the smoke. That's obviously going to go and put a smoke canister up, and then you also have, as I said, the parachute. Now the parachute is going to go and shoot up straight up, and it's going to actually hover at a certain distance, and it's going to slowly fall back down to earth. So you can go and shoot the flare up, it illuminates the whole area and will slowly go and drop down. Really nice if you want to light up an area in search and rescue missions. Smoke canisters, obviously I can see people using them maybe in some tanks or some vehicles to make a nice smoke screen, or just to go and signal that you need rescue. So I can see these being used in couple different scenarios. Along with that, you also have the option to go and choose them from white, red, or green, or infrared. So it's up to you on what mode and also what color you want to put them on. Obviously being white, the best thing for illumination. Red and green obviously maybe for some military missions, or maybe red would be for your rescue missions. Up to you on what you want to use these for. And then last thing you have as an option is going to be the muzzle velocity. Muzzle velocity here you can see by default 75 milliseconds here. Now this is up to you on what you want to set it to. Obviously the higher you go, the quicker it's going to rise, or the quicker it's going to go, or the faster it's going to go up in the air. The slower you go, obviously it's not going to jump that high. Really up to you. What we're going to do now is I'm going to place a few of these down. You can see here I have got just a little support here, or a little bit base here that we can go and set it to. What I'm going to do is I'm going to change these up. We're going to start with illumination. We're going to start with the white. We'll jump to the second one. It's going to be smoke, and it's going to be white. We're going to then have let's go with illumination parachute, white, and then lastly let's go with a smoke parachute on white. We'll keep them all at about 75 velocity over here, and what we can do is we'll go and add some buttons down to obviously go and activate these. Now the cool thing about these is they do not require any electricity, which is quite a nice little thing. Of course, buttons do require electricity, so we will need a battery down because I'm here in advanced mode. So placing this all down, pretty straightforward, pretty simple. We can go and connect our electricity up to our buttons, and then from our buttons we're just going to go and activate these flares. Okay, so just like that, we're going to go and place them down. I'm going to go and save that. So I'm going to go flares, and then I'm going to go ahead and spawn this in. Now we've gone and spawned the flares in here just by using the mission editor. I'm going to go change the time here. We're going to put it to nighttime or close to nighttime, and we're going to start off with the first flare. Now the first flare that we had is just a simple illumination flare. You can see here if I press the E button, it goes and shoots off. It's going to shoot up into the air, and it's going to illuminate this area. So you can clearly see we can see quite a few things here. This is going to eventually fall back down to the ground, and you can see it's illuminating this area just here in front of us, and it will take some time for it obviously to die out. It's a couple seconds. It doesn't last too long. You can see already it's slowly starting to get weaker and weaker, and then eventually it's going to actually just disappear. Cool thing you can notice is that once this does burn out, you can go up to it, and you can actually see here we can go and pick it up. So it does have a canister inside these holes, so you can see here once it's dispensed, it's gone. You can go and drop the canister, and there's a hole inside there, so you can't actually reuse that anymore. So what we're going to do is let's go and launch the next one, which is going to be the smoke flare. Smoke flare goes up, simple. goes up into the air, has a little bit of illumination, not much, and you can see here that is slowly just going to come back down to the earth here as a smoke. Yep, there we go, punk, and it's right here. Now we can actually pick that up and go and put that wherever we want to. I'm just going to go and hide it right there. Okay, so you can see it does give a little bit of illumination off, not much. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to try out the Illumination Parachute. This is going to shoot up and it's going to stay up in the air. So you can see there, shot up, and it's going to go and stop, and it's going to stay there. So you can see that's now going, illuminating this area. It's not falling back to the ground. It is, but very, very slowly. And eventually it will keep on falling, and eventually run out. So this is a really nice way to light up your areas, especially for search and rescue missions. Now, the last one we have is obviously the smoke canister. The smoke canister, this is in a parachute mode. Once again, very similar to the other parachute mode. It's going to shoot up, it's going to stay there, and it's going to start dispensing smoke. So another good one for obviously rescue missions, if you want to either signal to be rescued, or if you want to obviously light an area to rescue someone else. It's really up to you on this. But yeah, these are really cool. Definitely needed for rescue missions. You can see one of the canisters already just gone and dropped down there. Definitely needed for rescue missions. Obviously we had flares with a mission editor before, but we never had them in game. Now there is a couple different use case scenarios, and I've already spoken about a few, obviously using for search and rescues and so on and so forth. But I can also see people using these in place of weapons. Obviously this is a canister that shoots out, so it's kind of like a gun. I can probably, as I said, I can probably see some people getting very creative with this. So definitely make sure you go and check out the workshop, or keep an eye on the workshop for what people are going to be releasing with this. But I can't wait to see what the devs have got in store with us for obviously future updates. This is definitely going in the right direction. I'm extremely happy to see they've gone and added flares into creations. I've seen some amazing screenshots and some GIFs already from the testers that they've gone and put them on helicopters to do countermeasures. There's all kinds of different cool things, so definitely keep an eye on the workshop for that. And yeah, so that's it for this week's update. If you want to see a full list of the changes and fixes, make sure to go check out the announcements in the Stormworks official Discord server. And thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it and found it some entertaining and informative as always, and we'll see you in the next one.